CEO of the Lagos Free Zone says the company has the blueprint for effective collaboration with the public sector and impactful capital raising from development finance institutions like the International Finance Corporation to the tune of $50 million. Rotus had a sit down with ARISE business correspondent in Abidjan at the Africa CEO Forum for this. Let's go.
Adesuwa Ladoja, MD CEO at the Lagos Free Zone. It's good to have you here in Abidjan at the CEO Forum. And we wanted to start off with the theme for the Africa CEO Forum, which has been about the handshake between the public sector, private sector, and attracting investment. How have you done it at the Lagos Free Zone in terms of attracting businesses within your area? What's the model to follow here?
Thank you for having me on this program. Yes, this is my first time of attending the African CEO Forum, and honestly, it's been worth the hype. And yes, it's something that showcases what can happen when private and public collaborate together. This is something that is not strange to us as Lagos Free Zone Tolaram, because what we do in the 50 years that we've been in Nigeria is partner with government. And one of the more tangible ways in which we have done that is the development of the Lekki Deep Sea Port, which is integrated in the Lagos Free Zone. It's a public-private partnership with Lagos State and the federal government through the Nigerian Ports Authority being shareholders of the entity with the port was promoted by Tolaram, and we also have China Harbour as one of the major shareholder. Now, this is important to point out, which is something that's important to point out, is the fact that when government and private sector collaborate, then you have the best of both worlds. You are able to bring a project to life in the shortest possible time, taking care of all the parameters, not just the profit element, but also the social element, because government will ensure that job creation is put at the fore, environmental concerns are addressed, while private sector will bring in the capital, which is so important, and then the whole project management to make sure that you follow the timelines and the project becomes operational as planned. So I think it's a very good thing.
Great, it is, and you've demonstrated it, at the Lagos Free Zone. Infrastructure financing, it requires a lot of clever thinking and deal making and so on. And I think you folks raised quite a bit of money. Well done on that. Can you talk to us about that structure and how you made that happen?
So essentially, if you are going to be in the infrastructure space, you have to realize that it's long term. So whatever capital that you're looking out for cannot be short term. Otherwise, it will be an impossible situation. So at Lagos Free Zone, what we've done is equity. We've done some debt. We've done some bonds and things like that. We've also gone after DFI funding. And our efforts have been successful with the significant inflow of $50 million by International Finance Corporation. I mean, I don't need to explain to you how huge this is and what a validation it is for us that our methods and our progress and everything that we've done to ensure that the zone is world-class is being recognized with this significant investment. In fact, I found out yesterday that this is the most that has been invested by IFC in Nigeria. I mean, that says a lot towards the quality of what we have as a project.
Well done, well done. Now, we've talked a lot about power here and how 600 million Africans are not connected, and we know about our power issues at all. Of course, the government in Nigeria has the Electricity Act trying to decentralize power across the states. How are you providing power for the businesses that operate in your zone?
Yes, that's a very good question, because one of the key issues that a manufacturer or a foreign investor is concerned about when they want to come and invest in Nigeria is power. How will I be able to power my factories, my facilities? How am I going to do this? So, and having been in business for over 50 years in Nigeria, we realized that if you can take care of the issue of power, then the rest is easy peasy. So what we do, first of all, the zone is in an area that is off-grid. So we totally generate everything that we do. So for the deep sea port, we have a dedicated power plant. And then we have a 12 megawatt power plant for the zone, which is powered right now by compressed natural gas, and we're in the process of also doing piped natural gas. We're also putting together a solar energy option as well. So basically, just all the different possible methods of power, so that, because that's the most critical part of whatever it is that you're doing, and you need to make sure that that's available, and we have all of it installed in the zone.
So you have a good mix there.
Yes.
When it comes to a lot of business, especially to borrow a phrase from real estate, location, right? Can you talk about the attractiveness of where you are in terms of what Lagos State has offered you?
Okay, so if you must be aware, the zone is located in Ibeju-Lekki, which is about 65 kilometers from Lagos, and it's part of what is referred to as the Lekki Economic Area. And it was 16,000 hectares of land, which was earmarked maybe about 20 years ago as the new Lagos, right? So there's space, there's the ocean, which is where the deep sea port comes in. And if you'll have noticed, there's a lot of development in that area now. I mean, all the real estate companies are using it to market the land that they have there. But you have the Dangote refinery, you have the fertilizing plant, you have Lagos Free Zone, you have the deep sea port, you have Lekki Free Zone, you have Alaro City, the complete ecosystem of businesses. For Lagos Free Zone on its own, we have $2.75 billion US investment there. You can imagine what Dangote and Co has. So that's where we see the future of Nigerian business right now. And we are there at the right time to be able to take benefit of it and to be able to use it to create an ease for companies to come into Nigeria that plan to do business here with any of these companies, to be able to have a safe haven to come in, plug their equipment, and play, because we're taking care of all the things that they need to be concerned about.
Fantastic. Now, as far as competition between states and Lagos just dominates across every metric, right? But I mean, there's the port in Port Harcourt, River States, Cross River, and so on and so forth. Are you looking at expanding or looking at any other states? What would have to happen for you to do that?
So what we are doing is more of collaboration. One of the things that we set out to do for Lekki Port was to ensure that it became a transshipment hub, not just for West Africa, but also for Nigeria as well. So what happens is, because of the depth that we have, 16.5 meters right now, 14,000 TEU vessels can berth at our port, which means that it can bring so much more volume of cargo than the other ports' containers. So when these containers come, they are then sent by barges to the eastern ports and to the other parts of Nigeria. You see that it works better that way. So you don't dissipate energies and you don't lose the volumes to other West African countries. So it's a win-win for everybody. Yes.
All right. Final question, and maybe I shouldn't be asking this, but I don't want to throw this at you. So, in terms of attracting entertainment companies or theme parks to the area, Walt Disney announced that they're opening one in Abu Dhabi. It's going to take some time, but what do you think about that? Of having, because you got serious business. I'm not saying entertainment is not a serious business, but what do you make of attracting that kind of thing?
It's right up our alley, because what the zone represents for us is to live, play, and work, right? And we want to create a kind of haven that you can live there, your family can live there, right? You fly in, you do your work, you are comfortable there, you have the schools, you have everything. We have a portion of the zone, they call the southern portion of the zone, which is dedicated to lifestyle, entertainment, like you call it. We're looking at restaurants, we're looking at a world-class resort, we're looking for a big brand to come and set up that there now. So a theme park is all along that line, so who knows? Yeah. We're looking at golf courses, who knows? We may very well be the first to bring something like that to Nigeria, so watch that space.
You're doing very well. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Adesuwa Ladoja, of course, MD, CEO of the Lagos Free Zone. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.